Hey guys, it's Don for the OSBGL. Check out Gandalf here. This is where he decides to sit beside Bilbo after a devastating battle of the five armies, and in one of the most awkward scenes of the movie, decides to, in a very annoying way, to clean out his pipe. Awkward scene, but one of the most amazing scenes in the movie. Just because it's so awkward. Gotta love it. I'm here with a bit of a different video today. I've got a few pieces of terrain that I've finished. The Osgiliath piece that I've been working on for quite a long time. So I've decided to, I'm just going to show that piece off, as well as my, I guess you'd call it a guard tower that I made out of the Hirst molds. Kind of a dual piece of terrain for Frostgrave and Lord of the Rings. And also, this year is going to be the year that I've decided I'm finally going to finish off my Isengard army. So I've put everything I have out on the table and scattered that over the terrain just so that it looks a little bit cooler, and I'll maybe just talk a bit about that as well as we go. So let's take a look at this stuff here. And I'll try not to wave this camera around too much, but I'm going to have to hold it for the duration. So here's the Osgiliath piece. It's finished. I think it measures in around about 17 inches by about 14 inches. In the last few weeks, I've finished off all the painting of the gravel, inked it all, dry brushed it with a few different shades of brown. You know, lightening up the brown as you go. Put down some flock, which is a mixture of several different shades, and painted over top of it with a mix of 50-50 PVA water to help hold it down. Come around the front here a little bit. So one of the main features of this piece of terrain, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to make it, was to get this big landing here, which is going to be one of the main areas of the piece of terrain for gaming and battling with your guys on. This statue here, I was able to get that magnetized. I did end up drilling into this into these Hirst blocks here. I did with my pin vise first, and then with a cordless drill, and stuck in, that's actually a roofing nail, and I cut a couple pieces of sprue, glued them into the bottom of the statue, and stuck the magnet on them, so that fits on there good. So I've just scattered a few Minas Tirith guys in here who are going to be kind of the poor unfortunate souls that are getting attacked by my entire Uruk-hai army. So that's the Osgiliath piece there, and then across the table here is the Hirst Arts guard tower that I made. And come down here, you can kind of see the door. The light's kind of bad on this side of the table, so sorry about that. And my furnace just came on, perfect timing. So this is a two-tier piece of terrain, and I tried to work on those two pieces of terrain together because they're so similar in nature, and both of them featuring Hirst blocks. It was easy to paint them both at the same time, which is why I tried to keep them both going together. This was the piece that I finished off a little bit earlier, which you've seen in other videos, which is the 40k Gothic Ruins. I think that'd be probably 3 sets of them put together. And I've got to actually make up some kind of storage box for this thing now, because otherwise it's going to get wrecked. I got to be able to keep it like under my games table and on the shelf. But you can see my Uruk-hai or Isengard army laid out. I think I have probably about 120, 130 miniatures here. So we got In the center, of course, you got your big block of Uruk-hai warriors. You see Saruman mounted back there with Grima behind him, a banner, a shaman with his bodyguard captain. I actually started this Uruk-hai army, I don't know how long ago. It would have been probably, when did Two Towers come out? 2002, 2003, somewhere like that. Myself and Garrett and Drew ran a demo of Lord of the Rings 4 Games Workshop at Games Day in Toronto, Canada, and it would have been like 2003. And that's how I started this army. They gave us a whole bunch of plastics to paint up and use, which I did, and that stuff sat in my basement in the miniature box probably, I don't know for how long, but 10 years probably, until I finally, Adam Marcel asked me for a game, and I had a game and started playing again and watching the GBHL and never looked back. But that's the core of the army there, and then over here I got like all kinds of scouts, you know, coming around the back of this piece of terrain, which is what I wanted for this piece of terrain to be usable from all sides. So you can see some guys coming around the back. More scouts over here. There's alerts. Scouts with bows. Ugluk. Over here we got some ferals and berserkers and a few warriors. One adventurous scout running up the stairs there. Sorry about the camera movement here, but here we've got like a line of crossbows led by Vrasku. Vrasku just painted barely enough to actually get him into a tournament. Got to still work on him. Then we've got Thryden, and yes, I actually did manage to get my Thryden painted. Move it on him a little bit. It's alright, not terrible. He's leading a mixed band of ruffians, wild men, Dunlandings. And what else? We got a troll. Got some more berserkers and ferals over here. Here we got a warband of orcs. I have more, but they're not. Well, they are part of the army, but you know they're not Uruk-hai, so I just threw in one warband. And we got Sharku leading a few warg riders around the flank. And then here we've got a Dunlanding chieftain leading another warband of wildmen and Dunlandings and ruffians and more. There's the other alert's pose there with the bow, and leading more scouts with bows. So I think the only thing I really need more of in this army is I need a few more scouts, either just with sword or with sword and shield. I don't know how I got so many of these damn scouts with bows, but they're all metal anyways. But I do need more scouts. So for the rest of this army, this is my like pile of stuff that I still need to paint, and I guess there's probably about 50 models here, maybe 45, 50 models. So I got the what do you call this set? I don't know. Siege troops set, and the battering ram. I have the ballista, which is painted. I got that in some kind of trade, so it needs basically a repaint, I think. And then these are the other things. I have 6 more ferals. Captain. This is really dark over here. Sorry about this. A few more scouts, and back here we got some more wild men, Sharky and Worm, and a bunch of ruffians and some Dunlandings. And somewhere here I have the drummer. Oh, there he is. He's the Uruk-hai drummer right here as well. So once I get all that done, that'll be this army complete, and about time. Been working on this army for since, like I said, like 2002, 2003, something like that. So finally got this one finished, and I'm sort of determined to continue to play this one for the rest of our tournaments for this year until it's done. But that's it for this video. I just wanted to show you these completed pieces. Really happy with the way this one turned out. Again, just have to take into account now storage for both of these pieces, because when building terrain, that's a very important thing. If you don't account for storage of it, it's not going to survive. So that's next up for these, and I'll be back again next time with some more videos on terrain building, and who knows, maybe some model painting as well. I tend to do a little bit more terrain work these days than painting of models, but anyway, thanks very much for watching this video. Really appreciate it. If you think that you know other people that might be interested in these series of videos, please go ahead and share them. And if you've enjoyed it, please go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. And if you're in Ontario, come and join our Facebook group. Link will be in the description below. And thanks a lot, guys. Take care.